Hello everyone, it feels great to be back on Sims World. Now, as our anniversary was falling on a working day, and yes, here Sundays are working, so we kept it low with only our family and home celebrations as we had already kind of celebrated with our friend and his family who had just made a flying visit to our house few days prior to our anniversary. So, these initial pictures that you're watching are of that day. I know this video has got delayed because as usual was caught up with Aaron's school exam, and more so it's actually Aiden's online school that has made my schedule super tight, so squeezing time for shooting and editing is getting tougher day by day. Finally, now their annual vacations have started and so I'm back. Normally we just dine out on every occasion, but this time it wasn't possible, so thought of giving this year's anniversary celebration also a new twist with some DIY element, cake trial and some simple home cooked meals. If you haven't yet watched the DIY video, please do check that out too, as it's super simple and something which anyone can do. So in today's video, I will be quickly sharing the cake and the simple and quick special lunch and dinner that I had prepared that day. This time, I made the frosting as well as the cake both 2 days before, but did the icing on the cake 1 day before the anniversary. This way, didn't overexert myself in any way and had plenty of time to teach Aaron also for his exams. Preparing the buttercream frosting and the chocolate cake is something which I have already shown in detail in the mirror glaze video, so I am not going into the details this time, as we'll share the link of that video in the description box as well as in the iCard. The only thing extra I did was this time I doubled the measurement of ingredients used for buttercream frosting, as I was making a buttercream frosted chocolate cake and didn't pour or apply any glaze or ganache or added any whipped cream over the cake. So made this buttercream frosting with 500 grams of room temperature butter and 750 grams of icing sugar. Added 2 tablespoons of milk and 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence also. Add a pinch of salt too. So whenever you make any frosting or whipped cream, always prepare extra so that during the icing process you don't run out of stuff. Once you reach the desired consistency, store it in the freezer until use. Next, prepare the chocolate cake. For that, preheat the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. To a large bowl, sift and add all the dry ingredients, that is 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of powdered regular white sugar, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and half teaspoon of salt. Mix well. In another bowl, beat in 2 large eggs kept at room temperature until it's frothy. Next, add in 1 cup lukewarm water or coffee, half a cup of oil and 1 cup milk and 1 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Mix all well. Now add the wet mix to the dry mix and whisk all together for 1 to 2 minutes on high speed. Do not overmix. Evenly divide the batter in 2 greased cake tins lined with greased parchment paper and bake for about 25 to 30 minutes or until a toothpick or skewer inserted at the center of the cake comes out clean. Remove from the oven, let it cool in a pan on a wire rack for 10 minutes and then demold the cake and cool completely on a wire rack. Once thoroughly cooled, wrap it with a cling film and store it in the fridge until the next day or until frosting. Now for the heart decorations on the cake, heat a pan with very little water and place a bowl with white chocolate. Double boil the chocolate and when it melts, turn off the flame and add some food coloring. Ideally, oil-based colors are used for dyeing chocolates, but I carefully used what I had in stock and tried to avoid seizing of the chocolate. I ended up adding 15 to 20 drops to get this red color, as this was not the correct color for dyeing chocolates. So if you want more bright red, then go for oil-based bright chocolate colors. Transfer the chocolate in a small piping bag Add pipe chocolate inside the heart shape and circle cookie molds placed on the parchment paper. For the number 1, I had piped it straight on another parchment paper. Place the tray in the fridge for 10 minutes and after 10 minutes it's done. Just demold it and store it safely for the next day or until use. The next day, remove the cake from the fridge and the frosting an hour or two before. Prepare some sugar solution and keep it ready. For that, dissolve 1/4 cup of sugar in half cup of water. Allow it to cool completely before applying on each layer of the cake during the icing process. Cut each cake in 2 layers. So you will get a total of 4 layers with 2 cakes. Put some icing on the turntable and place the cake board. Now put some icing on the cake board and then put the cake on top. Apply some sugar solution. Pipe and spread the frosting on each layer and do the crumb coating. Put in the refrigerator for half an hour after crumb coating for the crumbs to settle down. After half an hour, start doing the final icing. Add lots of it first to cover the cake and then remove the excess. Keep adding and removing until you get a smooth finish. Now I don't have a bench scraper, so I am using a plastic tea coaster to get my job done, and it really worked well. So there you go, the cake icing is done. Time to decorate as you like. I used the chocolate hearts that I prepared and some Rocher and Kit Kat chocolates. And also the 10 number to mark our 10th anniversary. For the base, I used some sprinklers and spread it all along the base of the cake. Then added some drops of food color to little frosting and then made small stars on the corners of the cake and on the center of the base. Writing on the cake is really something that needs a lot of practice, which I don't have, as I just bake 2-3 cakes in a year with a long gap. So I just made a happy anniversary DIY board and somehow managed to write Adeep and Simi on the cake. So that was my simple and quick anniversary cake trial. Next is the lunch. Now on the anniversary day, I prepared tawa pulao and fish fry for lunch and pav bhaji for dinner. So before Aiden's school early in the morning, soaked 1.5 cups of rice and all the vegetables required for the day in water to get rid of any fertilizers. Quickly made some dosa for everyone and had it with some podi chutney for the breakfast as it was a hectic day. For the fish fry, washed the fish well and then marinated the fish with some salt, red chili powder, turmeric powder, black pepper powder and ginger garlic paste. Here I am using the tuna fish. It was only post Aiden's online school that I started with the lunch preparations. Made the simplest lunch, that is tawa pulao. For making it, boil 5 to 6 cups of water and add some salt, bay leaf, cinnamon stick, cloves, green cardamoms, star anise, along with little ghee and few drops of lime juice. When the water comes to boil, add the washed, soaked and drained rice to the pan. Once the rice is 95% done, strain the rice and keep aside. Meanwhile, pressure cook 1 diced potato, 1/4 carrot, some green peas, frozen corn and French beans for 2 whistles with very little water and some salt. Also, finely chop 1 onion, 1/4 capsicum and 1 tomato. I used a food chopper to save time. Now, in a large tawa, add some oil and butter. Since I don't have a large tawa, I used a pan. Saute some cumin seeds and ginger garlic paste and add the chopped capsicum. Saute for a minute and then add the chopped onions and saute for a minute again. Now add the chopped tomatoes. Add all the spices such as salt, turmeric powder, 1 green chili roughly cut, red chili powder, coriander powder, cumin powder and lots of the most important pav bhaji masala. Mix well and add very little water to avoid burning of the spices and cook it until the oil oozes out. Next, add the boiled vegetables along with its water and cook until almost the gravy dries out. Check the salt and then add the cooked rice. Gently mix all the masala with the rice. Garnish the rice with some cilantro and butter and lastly add some lime juice on top. Mix well the tawa pulao once before serving and it's ready to eat. Next, fry some papads. And lastly, fry the marinated fish too. To make an instant kid-friendly salad, I made the bundi raita. For that, use some curd and whisk it well. Add some water to thin it out. For flavoring, add little red chili powder and cumin powder as well as very little black pepper powder. Now add as much bundi as you want. Since I am using salted bundi, I didn't find the need to add any more salt. So our lunch was ready now. Aaron's school had also ended by now and husband had worked from home, so having a family meal for lunch was not a problem at all. When Aaron was writing his school exam in the evening, I prepared some mango juice to be had along with the cake in the evening. So just chopped some mango and added very little sugar and blended it well along with some water to get a smooth paste. Strained the juice as my kids hate the fiber strands in the juice. Added very little cardamom powder and refrigerated it until use. Then I even chopped and pressure cooked some veggies which I had already soaked and washed in the morning itself, such as potatoes, carrots, brinjal and 1 green chili as dinner pre-preparation. You can add any vegetables of your choice for bhaji. Cauliflower is actually the most commonly added vegetable for pav bhaji, but since I didn't have it that time, so skipped it. Mash the pressure cooked vegetables. Chop the onion, capsicum and tomatoes in a food chopper and kept aside for using later. Then cook some frozen green peas separately with very little water, as pressure cooking it together with other vegetables makes the green peas lose its bright green color. By this time, Aaron's exam was over, so post Aaron's school exam in the evening, we all got fresh once again and got ready to cut the cake and did all the photo shoot. While kids enjoyed the cake, we both got busy talking to our friends and relatives on phone who had called to wish us that day. Post that, quickly moved on to finish the dinner recipe. For that, heat a pan with oil and saute some ginger garlic paste. Then saute the chopped capsicum for a minute or two. Now add the chopped onions. Once the onions start sweating, add the chopped tomatoes. Time to add some spices like salt, very little turmeric powder, chili powder, coriander powder and once again lots of pav bhaji masala. Add some water to avoid burning of the spices and cook until the masala releases oil. Mash this masala too. Then add the mashed pressure cooked vegetables and mix and mash well. Add some water according to the amount of gravy you desire. Also add some cilantro for enhancing its flavor. Now it's time to add the boiled and mashed green peas to the bhaji. Mash and mix again and allow it to cook well. Lastly, add very little butter, cilantro and lime juice to the bhaji. The bhaji is ready. It's time to slit the pav and heat the pavs with butter on a pan. Make all the pavs similarly. Also, prepare a topping for the bhaji with some chopped onions, cilantro and some freshly cut lemon. I didn't have lemon, so place the lime bottle on the table to serve the purpose. So with that, our dinner was ready. If you observe, both the recipes were almost similar, with one being made with rice and the other to be eaten with pav. So post celebration, coming back to reality now. Even though I tried to use minimum dishes, I ended up with a pile of dishes to be washed. Finally, the day ended with a family prayer. So that was how my Corona time 10th wedding anniversary passed. Hope you enjoyed watching my anniversary day in a life vlog and the recipes. And if you did, then do press the like and subscribe button, and I will hopefully come back soon with another vlog. Until then, goodbye and take care.